Hi, I'm Albo, the Atraxa player that you'll see in this best of 3. It's the final of a top 8 tournament that happens after 4 weeks of league, and we are playing Brawl. So I hope you stumbled upon this video because you are looking for decks for the metagame challenge, and I have to say that these decks don't use the last Arena Anthology cards. If you want to see some updated lists, a member of the Brawl Hub Discord has like a spreadsheet with many, updated decks. And I hope you play in the metagame challenge, because if WotC sees that a lot of you play Brawl, they might add ranked. So in this matchup, I'm really scared of their Teferi, because we are like 2 control decks, and if my counter spells don't work, I'm basically lost. Also, you might see that their Teferi costs 3 mana instead of 4. It's because we're playing a friendly Brawl, and that means that there are no rebalance cards, and also the bans are slightly different. We think that WotC doesn't they care about the format, but we think that some bans are necessary. For example, like Ajani. Anyway, we are off to a good start with basically Streamline, their first land. And our hand doesn't really have a threat, but all we care about is that they don't resolve Teferi. And being like 2 lands above them is really great. Also, after the game, we talked a little bit with Ectyvolt, and I found out that I wasn't the only one scared of my opponent. And as you'll see, he is gonna make some conservative plays, which maybe from my perspective don't make a lot of sense. For example, these arm chants. They played this arm chant because they didn't want me to cast my Teferi, which is also an incredible problem for them, because if they don't remove it, they basically have no cards at work. So luckily we have an instant speed card advantage, which lets us play around the Arms Chant. And I do that because I know that for 2 mana, and I don't think they play Chromox. For 2 mana they can do nothing. And here we are lucky because we found a few lands, and we can just go land and pass. I think I play Curse of Silence here, which is also a great card, because if their Teferi costs more, they can't also have a counter spell to back it up. Here, Star Scolding is a little bit of a dead card, because they don't play many creatures in general. But the other 3 cards are fine. I don't remember how many cards they have in the graveyard, but round will get better and better. And Prismatic Ending is one of our few ways to answer a Teferi on board. This signet also represents our 7th mana for Atraxa, but of course we are not gonna gem it with 4 or 5 mana open next turn. So we are just waiting. We hope that they miss land drops. If they spend time answering curse, it's fine, because we have counters anyway. Oh, also, yeah, I don't know if you've noticed, but I misplayed. I played the Arcane Signet with 2 blue mana, and for counterspell plus drown I need 3 blue mana, and I didn't have it. So if they had like Teferi plus counterspell, I would have basically almost lost the game. Luckily they didn't. Also, Oasis of Renewal is a really cool card, which probably doesn't see too much play in queue. And it's very sweet with in Brawl in general. You'll understand soon why. Basically, when it enters, you seek a land and you seek a non-land card. And then when a card leaves your graveyard, if it was a land, you seek a land. If it was a non-land, you seek a non-land. And when the commander dies, Atraxa is whatever, because it's 7 mana, and when it dies, it's already late into the game. But if your commander dies and you put it into the command zone, it leaves your graveyard, so you seek a non-land card. And yeah, here they go for Teferi, and if they have a counter spell, there's not much we can do, but we have Prismatic Ending later. And Fateful Absence is also another nice way to remove it. Here I think they counter it. This game happened like right 2 weeks ago. So yeah, it took me a little bit to finally have the time to comment. So I don't remember everything, but yeah, it would have been a nice one to have. Oasis of Renewal. Here they have another spot, another window to resolve the Teferi, and luckily I'm pretty sure they don't go for it. Yeah, they prefer to answer ending. Also, in this matchup, that Hall of Storm Giants could be a problem eventually. Right now it's whatever. If they tap out to attack us, we win. But in the long game, when we are both hellbent, maybe that's what's make the difference. And here I'm very happy to find Cling to Dust, because it's a repeatable source of card advantage. We don't really care about their graveyard. There are some spells with like flashback. Here I take Cryptic Command as a first pick, well, because I want to draw, but also because I don't want them to have Mystic Sanctuary, which gets Cryptic Command back to the library, and with which they can later bounce Mystic Sanctuary again. Here I think I'm watching the lands, yeah, because I need to know what to fetch with Arid Mesa. And yeah, Arid Mesa being the one of the fetch lands off color means that I have to be wary of the lands I have in the deck. Here I think that since there are a lot of counter spells in their graveyard, I focus on card advantage. If they have something like Snapcaster or something, it's better to completely remove either one of those, either counter spells or card advantage. And since I have so many counter spells, I prefer to focus on card advantage, which is also how we could lose this game. Here, Brainstorm is great, as I mean, we basically draw 3, as we don't need that many lands. And also, they missed some land drops, I'm pretty sure. While we have Kling, so it's a great time. Oh, by the way, the metagame challenge is gonna be from, if you are in Europe, evening of the 17th. If you are in America, like 18th. And it lasts for 4 days. I'm not really sure how... I mean, first of all, I didn't play... I think I played only in one metagame a long time ago. It's usually best of 3, but Brawl has no sideboard, so I mean everyone assumes it's best of 1, which is great because I mean, okay, there's more variance as best of 3 requires more skill, but it also means that the time it takes for you to play is less, which means that if you have a good win rate, you win more than if it was best of 3. I mean, on average, of course. Here they make another strange choice, I remember. Maybe I'm not talking enough about the games. Basically, this Drake or this Dragon lets you seek either 2 lands or no land cards. And when it resolved, I was certain they would go for land because they missed some. I mean, they missed lands for last, I don't know, 2 or 3 turns. And instead they go for no lands. I don't know why. Maybe they are not scared about me casting multiple spells at her. I don't know. They also here go to discard, if I remember correctly, but they discard a 3-mana Wrath, which is basically useless against us. So I mean, it's fine. It's not really... Oh, they discarded House. No, it's the same. It's a useless card against us. And here we draw Teferi, which is one of the best cards in the matchup. After probably like Cavern of Souls. Yeah, if it sticks, we basically win the game. I mean, you have to remember that they have Hall of Stone Giants, which currently we can't do anything about, but they don't know. Well, we have Fateful Absence, never mind. And here, I'm pretty sure I still don't go for Atraxa. Maybe if I didn't draw Teferi, I would have went for it, knowing it would get countered, but I don't have more cards to escape Kling, so I'm not really doing anything. No, well, maybe I would have just waited, because if they miss land drop and they draw up to 8 cards, they have to discard. And yeah, here Teferi resolves and it's a great time. basically next turn, if they don't answer Teferi, we basically win the game because we can play Atraxa uncounterably. Here they give us a clue, which is great. And they are also starting to go low on cards in hand. I think what really won us the game is Cling to Dust. Here I think I made another little mistake, or a strange decision, because I don't have many fetchables left, and I fetch before casting Rakshas's Bargain, but I fetch a color that doesn't cast Rakshas's Bargain, I think. I mean, if here I find like I don't know, like some counter spell or some removal, maybe I could play it. But instead I fetch a strange color. Well, I do fetch because I don't want to find the card with Rakshas's Bargain and have no fetchable left. And because Rakshas's Bargain doesn't put the cards you don't choose on the bottom, it puts them into the graveyard. So I will be down a land. And yeah, white doesn't cast Rakshas's Bargain. Temporal manipulation. Okay, now I want to talk a little bit about how I built the deck. So basically, you go to like MTG Top 8 and you look at Duel Commanders Decklist and you try to copy and paste the list with as many cards as you have available on Arena, and then you fill up the spots. And it's cool because on Arena, in Brawl, we have some very strong cards. I don't know, like Cavern of Souls, Dark Ritual, Strip Mine, Ancient Tomb, which are legal, and they are not in Duel Commander. So a portion of the deck is going to be made of those, like Rommox. And Temporal Manipulation is one of those cards. I play only one of these effects in Atraxa, and I mean, I wasn't a fan at first, but I mean, every time I cast it, it's great, even if I don't record it or anything. I think too many effects like that are not worth it, because you have to remember that, like, if you get matched against an aggro deck, it's literally a dead card. But yeah, it's great in this situation. Yeah, we resolve Atraxa, we fill up our hand, we have some great cards. And I think they resign shortly after. One big card that's missing compared to Duel Commander is Dreamholes, which is a 5-mana enchantment that basically lets you and your opponent cast cards by exiling another card that shares a color with it instead of paying the mana cost, which is great with Atraxa, because basically every card pitches to that, and you refill your hand, and you can cast so many spells. They could draw Mistrise Village, that will make their Teferi uncounterable. But now it's a little bit too late for two reasons. One is that they need mana, both to activate Mistrise Village and to cast the Teferi. And the other thing is that we have too much card advantage now, that even if they resolve the Teferi, it's not really a problem anymore. Yeah, you might say some strange cards like Phantom Interference, which is objectively a bad card, okay? But there actually aren't that many like 1 or 2 mana counter spells in Brawl compared to DC. And we got Miscalculation and Force Spike with a new Arena Anthology, which are great. But I mean, before that, you would need to play some very strange cards. Here, of course, they go first because they choose who plays first, like any best of 3. And the cool thing about the way the top 8 works is that you need to lose twice in order to be eliminated. And since I won every game, and we are in the final, if I lose 2-1 to Ectyvolt, we play another best of 3, and I have basically another chance to win the tournament. Yeah, Make Disappear is another strange 2 mana counter spells. We are missing quite a few, by the way, even though they recently banned Force of Will in Dual Commander. And with Avatar, we are also gonna get Force of Negation on Arena. Also, it's strange that basically, I mean, the Discord Brawl Hub is the biggest Brawl community that I know of, competitive Brawl community that I know of, but we're still like 30 players every week, so it's not that big. And you can't really talk about a meta because if there aren't enough players, not all decks are explored. However, these last 1 or 2 seasons, in these last 1 or 2 seasons, many players have been playing aggro, and it's very strange because if you want to say that the meta is aggro, why are there 2 control decks in the final? Yeah, I mean, I got lucky that but also here not having black is whatever because I can cast Rakshas's Bargain for 2 mana. But also, I got lucky that Ectyvolt beat some very, yeah, I would say hard matchups for Atraxa. I think, yeah, he got matched against Tifa twice and won. And like if you can't answer Tifa many times in the first few turns, you're dead. And Atraxa, being a 7 mana play, is useless, while Teferi can do something. And yeah, I played against some, I would say like maybe more mid-range decks. What I am scared the most is probably Boros. Basically, most Boros commanders are a problem. Not exactly because of the commander, but because of the shell. It's just a great, many great cards that are a problem because, like, if a Blood Moon resolves, I'm dead. If Maddening Hex resolves, I'm dead. But luckily, we didn't have problems. And yeah, Teferi is At the time I didn't know, but I think pretty good matchup. Also given that we have covers. And they don't because it's not a creature. Here though they have Mistress Village, which is a problem. However, they will need to I mean, having casted Teferi, they will need to get to 7 mana. And we have Subtlety, which I mean, could answer temporarily Teferi, even through Mistress. Here Remand is very bad, but luckily we still have 6 mana for Subtlety plus Drown, if we need it. Yeah, here they go to discard again, and they discard the Wrath, which I was talking about in the previous game. Basically another useless card. Here I think we go Oasis, and they counter it again, if I remember correctly. Okay, no we don't. Console the Star Chart is another new great card, not only for Brawl. But in Brawl it's played by most, I think, all control decks. And here after the game, when we talk a little bit about it, they say that they had consult since like turn 2, and they should have cast it to find the untapped third land, as their third land is Mistress. Maybe at the time I was talking about something else and I wasn't following the game. Oops. And with an untapped third land, they said they would have played Teferi, which was a problem because, if I remember correctly, we didn't have enough mana to counter it. And instead they chose to keep consult for value later. Cut Down is kind of like a dead card in our hand, and I mean, we could use it on the grab to have more cards to delve with Treasure Cruise, but since they have like no ninjutsu creature, I mean, I don't really feel like it's necessary to destroy the crab. Oasis of Renewal is also great with Treasure Cruise, because like you draw 5, which is insane for 1 mana. I'm pretty sure they counter it. Yeah. And here is another spot where it's not great because we have nothing in hand. I mean, we have Subtlety, but like they have space to resolve stuff. yeah, we are just out of counter spells. Ancient Tomb Cavern. They are two great lands, but they don't cast colored spells, so even if we find something with Planar Genesis, we can't counter Teferi. Luckily we have Subtlety. Here I make another mistake. I mean, it was useless to tap Ancient Tomb, because, I mean, there's like only Reprieve that you could cast with Temple Garden and another open mana. And yeah, we countered the Teferi. They have no mana. Probably next turn we resolve Atraxa. And they have nothing in hand and we just win. So yeah, I hope you play in the Brawl Metagame Challenge. Remember to check the spreadsheet, which is probably gonna be either in the comment section, the first comment, or the description of the video. And yeah, I hope we get ranked. Bye.